Welcome into Crystal Ball College Football, and boy, oh boy, do I have a star freshman to talk about this week. Texas Tech fans, you got to be really happy, I think, after the game we just saw on Saturday. Texas Tech took on Oklahoma State. Yes, they lost 41-31. Yes, Tech is 3-3, 1-2 in the conference now. But they just got a huge ray of hope. And honestly, I think they've had a ray of hope all year long. I mean, they got to be so happy with what Joey McGuire has brought to the table. Again, I don't think anyone was expecting them to win the Big 12, or at least I hope no one was expecting them to win the Big 12. But they're right on pace to make a bowl. And I mean, for them to do that in year one, I know they were in a bowl a year ago, but I do think when you bring in a coaching staff, there is a culture change. There takes some time, but they've really kind of, I feel like, overperformed. Even though they're 3-3, like they've been competitive in pretty much every single game. So it's been very impressive, but they got even more hope when they got to see their redshirt freshman quarterback, Behron Morton, come out and put on the show he did in Stillwater on Saturday. So impressive. I mean, so first of all, just talking about Behron specifically, he was a 4-star coming out of high school. A lot of people talked about him as being, one of those guys who could fit in perfectly at Tech. He signed there. It was kind of the perfect fit, honestly, for him. I know Baylor was recruiting him pretty hard as well. They went with Kyron Drones, which, that's great too. Kyron's a very good player. And then Behron ended up at Tech. And I think there was this hope that, he could be the guy this year. And I think that it was so smart of Joey McGuire and Zach Kittley to say, hey, you know what? We're going to let this quarterback competition play out all through spring. We're going to let it play out into fall camp. We're just going to keep giving these guys reps, and then eventually we'll pick the quarterback. Tyler Shuck, he got the job. He got hurt. Donovan Smith ended up being the quarterback after him. And then it was Behron Morton's turn on Saturday. And I really think that you need to remember that going forward, is the fact that Joey and Kittley gave him so much time to kind of think that he could be the guy. And I think that allowed him to be ready for this performance. So that's the first part about that. I think you got to give credit where credit is due on that part. They got him ready. And he showed up in this game and looked so good, so polished, and just like a perfect fit for what Zach Kittley's trying to do in that offense, which is massive. Like, if you watch him play, the accuracy stood out on the short throws, the screen game. He was money. Short throws, he was perfect. And then you started to see him open it up a little bit with some deep shots that were very accurate as well. And when you have, a 6'4" receiver like Jaron Bradley, it makes your kind of target a big guy who can go up and make plays. And Behron was giving him opportunities to do that. Again, very impressed by what I saw there as far as just his overall talent. Also, the arm slots and the angles he was throwing the football, that was really fun to watch as well. Gives you a little bit of Patrick Mahomes vibes. I know anytime you say that, people are going to run at me and say, oh, you're saying he's the next Patrick Mahomes. Not what I'm saying, but his ability to throw from different arm angles is very intriguing and just shows off his arm talent a little bit. So just kind of base thoughts on this game. The score was 24-20 at half, and everything was working for Texas Tech. Everything looked just kind of perfect, right? Like, their defense was giving up some plays, but their offense kept responding. They were taking care of the football, which is very new for Tech this year. They have not been taking care of the ball at all. They were able to do that. They were able to move the chains consistently. Behron was doing some things with his legs as well. And then you got to 10:30 left in the third quarter. And Behron had, I think, he was right around 300 yards. I think he was just shy of that. And he got tackled, he got sacked, and the defense lineman rolled up on his ankle. Looked to me like probably a high ankle sprain. Those are very tough to play on. I mean, you see guys in the NFL, and it takes them, 6 weeks to come back from that. His didn't look as severe as some of the other ones, but you could tell, like, he was hobbled. He was definitely hobbled, and he had been playing a great game, and he just wasn't physically or mentally prepared to play through something like that, and that's fine. You're a redshirt freshman. It's so hard to overcome challenges on the road, and to have a challenge like that where you're injured and it takes away his ability to run, which was something that was really hurting Oklahoma State. Morton, underrated athlete, ran a 4.7 at the opening in 2019, so I think he's probably right around, a 4.6's guy. So he's not a bad athlete at all, and it was working. Like, his ability to be mobile was absolutely working. He even scored a rushing touchdown early in the game. So everything really looked great. I don't think they win this game, even if he's healthy, but I definitely think it's much closer, and he would have given them a shot. And the way he was playing, who knows? Maybe something crazy happens and you get, one of those Chandler Morris for TCU performances against Baylor last year, where it's just like this shocking performance in the first game as a starting quarterback, and you come away going, oh my gosh, Tech just won that game. And so that happened last year with Baylor against Chandler Morris, and I saw it again with Behron Morton, these flashes of just, holy cow, the other team has no idea what to do with him. They weren't prepared for him, and now you're just sitting there going, okay, let's just hold on and hope we can get enough stops. I think that's probably what would have happened had he been completely healthy throughout the game. Now, again, I said he's the future in Lubbock, and I believe that. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback for them for a long time. He's going to put up a lot of stats. He's going to win quite a few football games as well. But I also don't want Tech fans to overreact from this performance and think that, oh, he played really good in this game, now he's just going to play really good in every single game. No. You're going to have some lumps and bruises on the way. He's going to have bad performances, and he'll probably have another really good performance or a great performance down the line. But just temper expectations for this year and just know that you saw the flashes of a quarterback who can absolutely change the program. Know you saw those flashes, but also realize he's still a redshirt freshman. So make sure that you temper expectations just a little bit while also being extremely, extremely excited about the future. Really great stuff from Behron Morton, a kid that I really liked coming out of high school, and he put on an absolute show over the weekend. So kudos to him. He had one of the best performances of the week, especially in his first ever start. So that's it for today. I'm going to have more previews this week, kind of looking forward, looking ahead to some of the games this weekend. But that's it for today. Thanks for listening to Crystal Ball College Football.